let's get into the topic. So on the shop, LeBron James is hang out with his buddies show.
Shocking that it was the shop that he had to bring.
You called it. You totally 100% called this.
Not on the pod, guys, but I literally told Nick off the pod, this is what's going to happen. LeBron's going to do something to bring the spotlight to him. And we were joking about what the platform would be. And I'm like, it's 100%
going to be on the shop. Yeah, it's going to be on the shop. So on the shop, he was asked, who's a player you'd want to play with? The first one he said was Steph Curry. Then he started beating around the bush and started talking and going back and forth. And then he also said, Luka Doncic.
God bless.
That MFR is cold. That's what he said about Luka. He said that he would like to play with Luka. He only mentioned 2 active players, and one of them was Luka Doncic. We've heard also, and then Brian Windhorst went on ESPN and said, hey, Steph Curry, is obviously the one that he wants to play with, but a more realistic option would be Luka Doncic. LeBron tried to get him on a Nike when Luka was a shoe deal free agent, but then he went to Jordan Brand. LeBron has also drafted Luka Doncic 3 times, I think, when he was in the All-Star game and all that kind of stuff. And so he said that one is a little bit more realistic. Isaac, we've also seen if Bronny gets drafted by a team, LeBron may go to that team. And so there's possibility of him moving teams even. What do we think about LeBron playing in Dallas with Luka?
No.
Just
sorry.
Like on what sense? From
Everything.
Your point of view, everything.
Everything. I don't want it. I don't think it happens. But here's the thing. So LeBron's 37.
Yep.
He makes this year, he's making 41.1. Next year is a theoretical expiring contract next year, 44.4. I just don't even know. Like, I guess at the season after that, if he just wants to play out his contract, because a team trading LeBron James seems just like weird as heck.
It's never happened.
Yeah, so it would have to be probably like the next offseason. And
like LeBron's never been traded. Jordan never got traded. Kobe never got traded. Magic never got traded. Like, these guys just don't get traded. Like, like your top 10, top 5 players in NBA history just don't get traded.
Dirk.
Kareem did get traded, but
Dirk didn't draft that
kind of forced his way out. But
so for LeBron, here's the thing. I don't want it to happen at all. Like, personal bias aside, I just let Luka be Luka.
Personally, I don't think you can put your personal bias aside on this one.
Okay. At all. But here's the thing. If there's an owner in sports that would be willing to draft Bronny to get LeBron, it's Mark Cuban. And we know how much Luka loves LeBron, and I mean the similar playing styles and all of that.
Nike Nico.
As yes, Nike and Nico. It's funny for me personally because I'm in a text group with some of my guys, Oscar, Chase, and Tanner. They listen to pods sometimes, and we put this betting wager on literally the day before this news comes out. 2 of the guys in that group chat texted and said LeBron to the Mavs, and I just said never. And so we put this like friendly wager down that, hey, all right, the other person has to go. We take the other to a Brazilian steakhouse if night 1 LeBron is in a Lakers jersey or LeBron's in a Mavs jersey. And of course, I said never. It'll never happen. The next day, this comes out. And it's the talk, LeBron's shop and all this stuff. So anyway, it was a fun group text that day of like, you've got to be kidding me. But no, I don't think it happens. I don't think LeBron leaves LA personally. And if he does leave LA, I just don't see him going to Dallas and all of that.
Yeah. So in the on the court sense, I mean, Luka and LeBron, we've seen how LeBron has worked with other guards in the past, right? With Kyrie. Kyrie had to be way off the ball to play with LeBron. Dwayne Wade, they had to figure it out. It took them a couple years to try and figure out how, and Wade had to be way off the ball a lot. Westbrook's a guy that's a high usage guy. I'm not going to compare Luka and Westbrook, but they both have the ball in their hands a lot. Both high usage guys.
Something tells me Westbrook is going to be coming back later in this pod.
It has not worked at all with those 2 guys. And so I just don't think that LeBron can play with a guy that has the ball in his hands as much as a guy like Luka. has the ball in his hands. So I don't think it would work basketball wise either. It wouldn't be as bad probably as this Lakers season this year for sure, because Luka's so much better than AD and obviously Westbrook. But on the court, I don't know if it makes it doesn't take them, like, it's not their finishing piece, right? It doesn't take them to that next level. I don't know. With LeBron being as good as he is now, it's hard to say, but
yeah. Well, okay. God bless, you're making me push back on this. So I'm not, like, if they played together, they would be good together. Like, I'm not, like, it wouldn't even be a basketball fit of, hey, LeBron, would he fit with Luka and all that? Like, I think they would fit. I think it would be perfectly fine fit because they're both basketball geniuses and they're both, bigger bodies, wings, they play multiple positions. So, like, all that. He would be 38. Like, if we're just assuming it's that next offseason, he would be 38 and all, like, another year older, another season. So I just don't want to deal with it. I just
can only play a certain number of games every year because he's got to still play at the level he wants to play. But then to do that, he's got to sit out some game. It'd be the back and forth of, is he playing? Is he not playing?
But the only thing that would convince me is if Luka came out and said, I want to stay if we get LeBron. If LeBron was willing to come here and we know that it came out, Luka's like, hey, get LeBron, then sure. Luka wants.
And let me tell you, we would be excited as hell to have LeBron James.
Oh, heck no. What? What? I wouldn't No, not at all. And I swear, if somebody else sends me a Westbrook Mavs trade one more time, somebody send it to me.
Yeah,
today.
someone sent us the one where it's THJ and Davis Bertans just to dump the contracts. You do get off of those 2 contracts 2 years earlier, but
cool. Sorry, no, but no,
that's all you get.
Personally, I would not be.
You wouldn't be excited just to see what it's like.
No,
just to see Luka and LeBron together.
No. Not at all. That can happen
just
on
to try
All-Star weekend for all I care. I'm glad that it turned into LeBron going to Dallas because the Lakers situation sucks so bad instead of, all the Luka photoshops.
It's a much better situation. A coach that he wanted to play for in Jason Kidd, that's well documented. Yeah. I think this is not a rumor. I think this is just like LeBron saying, hey, I would love to play with this player, right? That's just throwing a name out there. I don't think this is a real rumor, real thing, but it was interesting. It's an interesting thought experiment, interesting to think about.